welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only, but still alive, King Kansas, here to bring you another movie recommendation video. Guys, sorry I might not be too loud or speak my words clear. I basically literally hours ago, because I filmed this a day before, because I got to put everything nicely together for you guys. A little bit in pain, a little bit sore. I had one of my back teeth pulled, not my wisdom teeth, but one of several teeth pulled, and a little bit in pain, but I'm still here because I'm your king, right? So anyways, like always, guys, you know how these videos go. I do a non-spoiler, then a spoiler version of these movies. If you guys seen the all my other previous videos and content right here on the Movie Throne, you know what the deal is and the drill. So check all those out. Like, share, and subscribe. You know the deal, guys. Change the set a little bit. This is a portion of the big set on set one, like I like to call it. Set two is complete as well, but gotta leave a little bit surprise to you guys, right? So you guys can tune in, and got the podcast Outlaws coming your way too, which stick around. It's gonna be later this month. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But you guys are gonna see a different side of me. You're gonna see a meaner, more scruffier King Kansas come your way. So two different people, same person though, pretty much. You guys know. If you guys follow me, you know what to expect, maybe. So anyways, so what movie am I recommending this week? Well, I'm going with Disturbing Behavior. As you can see, it stars James Marsden, Katie Holmes, and Nick Stahl. I'm trying to keep it along, the theme of October being Halloween month, and doing a few, like sci-fi, thriller, horror films, to recommend you guys watching during this Halloween season. So I don't know if you guys celebrate Halloween. I know a lot of people do or don't. You're going to be locked up here. You're not supposed to be getting candy unless you buy your own candy and not go trick-or-treating. At least you'll have movies to watch, right? So anyways, let me get into the non-spoiler, and then I'll get into some spoiler parts that you guys can see why I recommend this movie for you guys. Okay, Disturbing Behavior. It was released July 24th, 1998. It was directed by David Nutter. If you don't know who that is, he's worked on TV shows like Game of Thrones and The X-Files. So you can kind of see why you're going to get that kind of vibe throughout this movie. Okay, it's released by MGM Studios. It's about an hour and 20 minutes long, but you know what? It's the perfect length, because movies back in 1998, wow, I can't believe that many years ago, weren't long. They got to the point. They didn't want to let it drag on, especially for movies like this. You want stuff to go and keep on going. You don't want it to drag on. You're like, okay, what's next? You're not going to feel this with this movie. Okay, this is the cast, guys. James Marsden, he plays Steve. Katie Holmes, Rachel. Nikki Stahl, Gavin. You got Bruce Green, which is Dr. Caldecott. He's the creep doctor in this thing, and boy, does he nail it out of the park. Proud Canadian. Good job. William Sadler. Oh my God, the shit rats. That's all I'm going to say. Tobias, Mehler, Andy. You got Katherine, Isabelle, who plays his sister, Lindsay. Ethan Embry. Terry David Mulligan, oh my God, that's the father. Susan Hogan plays his mom. AJ Buckley, Robert Maloney, Derek Hamilton, Tygh, Runyan, I hope I pronounced that properly. You even have, what's his name in here, guys? Brandon Fear. He's from Roswell, the original TV series. He plays one of those jocks in this thing, like with cars and stuff, right? You'll see him at some point in the car. You're gonna notice them. Little cameos here and there of some actors you guys know. So that's pretty much the cast. So the premises of the film. Well, without ruining anything at the beginning, there's this family who decides to move to this place called Crater Bay. They suffered a particular tragedy, which you're gonna find out, I would say maybe the first 15 minutes in the movie, why they did move away from where they were living to start a new life. And they're basically going to a town that's filled with a whole bunch of misfit teenagers. They get into trouble. Their grades were bad. They consult into I guess they get advice from a doctor who's kind of like also has something to do with the school that they're going to, and he's taking kids who are troubled and turning their lives around. They're making them join this program, the Blue Ribbons. You got people who used to be troublemakers that all of a sudden now are reappearing as Boy Scouts, is the best way to say it. And something's a little odd, especially to James Marsden's character is wondering, like, how's this guy like this? And then, people are acting a little bit weird. Like, what's this whole deal with this perfect, easy-go-lucky blue ribbons group there that they look like the perfect cheerleaders and jocks and all that crap? Eventually, things start to unravel. Secrets are being noticed by certain key players like Katie Holmes' character, Gavin, played by Mr. Stahl. He's kind of like onto this. He's one of those weirdos that they want to go after, and eventually something does go down later on mid-movie, which kind of really says, haha, something's definitely being covered up. So they're taking these kids, things are going down, they're meeting up with parents. Parents are getting influenced by this doctor, this creep, Caldecott guy. You find out that he has some sort of past that he's kind of kept hidden from the rest of the people who live on the island. So he's using some sort of experiment to kind of like turn around these kids, and for some reason when they get a little bit of like excitement in their life, like some little attracted to the opposite sex or something goes off in their brain and shit just goes really bad, and they try to cover it up. So that's pretty much the gist of the story. You got troublemaker kids who their parents want them to do better in class. They join this blue ribbon faction, which is too perfect. Something's wrong. Something's being covered up. That everything slowly starts to unravel. You got a caretaker. Oh my god. He is the best. I'm telling you. Let's see if I can get his name, guys, because I don't want to ruin it, because he is fabulous. He's played in a lot of films, this particular actor. William Sadler, that's his name. Oh my god, all I have to say is he walks around, he's all dirty, he's like a janitor there, and all you hear him is going after the shit rats, as he calls them, farting and, whatever. But there's a little bit more than meets the eye with this guy. He plays a key part in the film, especially near the end of the movie. But, yeah, Katie Holmes, unbelievable. So when she was younger, one of my girl crushes, she was still, I think, trying to break away from Dawson's Creek, a pretty decent TV series that got me into movies, actually, with James Van Der Beek and all those guys. Trust me, watch it. Joshua Jackson, you guys will like it. The Affair, that's who that guy's from. If you don't know who Joshua Jackson is, another good Canadian kid. But that's pretty much it, So, okay. Highly recommended. If you guys like the faculty that I recommended, if you like sci-fi thriller, if you're a fan of Katie Holmes in her early years, James Marsden, who played Cyclops in the original X-Men trilogy with Hugh Jackman, Bruce Green, phenomenal. He plays a creep. He's excellent. From beginning to end, you will be riveted. Things start to unravel, and I think overall you guys are going to really, really like it. Okay, put that damn spoiler on the top. Holy crap. The beginning of the movie opens up with a bang. You got two kids going to some sort of lookout point, making out, and one of these blue ribbon characters loses it. Something gets triggered in him. His eyes light up and shit. He goes berserk. He ends up killing this girl. Shoots a cop. This other cop is in it. The sheriff covers up. He's working with this Caldecott guy, scientist, that's doing these crazy experiments on these kids to turn their lives around. Then we get introduced to James Marsden's family arriving to this Cradle Bay, I believe it's called, island off the mainland. They're trying to get over a tragedy. Apparently their older brother killed himself, so they just decided to pick up everything and go. And instead of talking about it, causes a little bit of friction between the father's son, and because of this friction, they decide to later on sign him up for this program, this blue ribbon program, which is a whole, like, pretty much in a sense brainwashing. The best way to describe this movie, guys, without me ruining too much, it's like part X-Files and Scream put into one. That's the way I'm going to describe it. But anyways, he meets up with this guy called Gavin, which he's like not like he's a conspiracy theorist there, and he has a cute looking Katie Holmes, Rachel, her name is, friend that kind of buys the shit, that doesn't buy his shit. She's in her own crowd with tattoos, dark makeup, the goth look with the earrings and shit. There's a guy called Powder, which he's pretty much white, and nobody wants to kind of stay with him. So there's a whole bunch of different cliques there, guys. Like there's the punks, there, the jocks, the car guys, there's the nerds, you name it, right? So, and there's the blue ribbons, which is too perfect, and you guys will notice something's up with these guys. We find out later through Gavin that his best friend was never one of those guys. He ends up joining up. He's saying that this guy was this kind of person, and all of a sudden he's Mr. Blue Ribbon and shit. So he kind of digs in. He finds out a little bit of the truth, and then eventually they snag his ass because they know that he's been signed up by his family there. Trust me, it's so cool, like the way things go down quickly. Then Katie Holmes and James Marsden's character end up getting investigating themselves, right? Because he left them a little disc that they're following. They end up going to this crazy house, and they discover that Caldecott, this doctor, he's been experimenting on his daughter who's cuckoo and locked up in there, and he was trying to help her, but she didn't end up getting help. He used that kind of program that he was trying to create for her to kind of make her well towards these kids, putting a microchip plant or some shit in them that makes them do all these funky shit. Oh my god, there's a little bit of nudity. There's one scene that there's like this blonde who has it in for James Marsden's character, and she kind of pretty much, goes topless almost, and then something happens and she starts to smash her face there. Oh my god, alcohol makes them go crazy. I'm telling you, then the caretaker with the shit rats, holy crap. He discovers that the frequency on the radios kind of does something to their mind, so that kind of comes into play later on when they're trying to fend them off and run for their lives, because everybody's after them because they want to get all the kids eventually under this program so they can pretty much control them and cover up their secrets, right? But the principal is involved, the Caldecott teacher is involved. Like I'm telling you, there's like one thing that happens after another, and everything that happens in this movie, it's cool. Like there's a reason for it. It's not like, oh, let's just do this because we want this guy to get beat up. There's one scene with this jock guy with the Mustang. He's Mr. Jock, takes care of his cars. He was looking for a carburetor or something. They jump him there. They turn him into one of those blue ribbons. And later on, they're like wondering when things are starting to unravel, why is he doing that to his car? They all get a hammer or like axes and shit, and they just tear up the damn cars, smash the windows with baseball bats right in front of everybody. Everybody's like wondering, this guy loves his car, and all of a sudden he's doing this. Something's going on, right? So there's little clues sprinkled as they get to the big conclusion and discover his, Caldecott's daughter is a psycho in the thing, and he's trying to do these experiments. But he gets his due. He gets kicked off the damn ledge later on by the Mr. Shit Rat caretaker. Oh my god. He's the best, and he's like farting and stuff, and the kids kind of find out that he's covering up for them, and he's playing stupid, and he explains it in the movie. But overall, satisfying. The ending's great. It sets up a sequel if they ever were going to do one, which I was waiting for the damn thing. And back in 1998, I was waiting at least in the 2000s to get a sequel, but we never did, right? The actors became bigger who they are. James Marsden did X-Men. Katie Holmes did her own little stint and stuff in other movies. And Nick Stahl did his own shit too. So they kind of went all their ways. But if they ever made one now, it'll be interesting to see the Gavin character, because he ends up turning to one of those guys. He kind of survives it all, and he's like a teacher teaching in another city. So you can only imagine where they can go with it. But overall, I loved it. I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite films to go to, especially this time of year in October. Go check it out for yourself. Man, my mouth is killing me. I think I rambled enough. This pain medicine is taking or wearing off on me. I got to replace it. But anyways, there you go, guys. This is this week's movie review recommendation. It's Disturbing Behavior, starring Katie Holmes, James Marsden, and Nick Stahl. Pick it up if you haven't seen it. Try and find it for yourselves. It's 20-something odd years, but if you watch it today, it makes perfect sense with the crazy world that we're living in. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Not because I like it, but I think overall you guys will like it. And it's not long. You can just, an hour and a half you want to kill, pop this damn movie in or watch it for yourselves, and then come back in the comment sections right here below and all my videos. Keep it spoiler free because I don't want people crying, guys. King's already dealing with pain, doesn't need to get a headache on top of that. But come back, let me know what your thoughts are. Recommend movies for the King to check out, because I've seen a lot, but I just haven't seen everything. There's movies that kind of went through the cracks for me in particular years, especially 2019. You guys are noticing I'm doing a lot of Theater 31 reviews on 2019 movies that I'm just actually having a chance to get to, and I will be getting some on Netflix and TV series and all that. Just a one-man show right now. Reinforcements are coming. There's a podcast coming too sometime this month, hopefully, if everything materializes. We'll see how that goes. You got the Outlaws. Podcast Outlaws are going to be starting up, which is going to be A crazy, entertaining thrill ride. You guys don't want to miss that. Like, share, and subscribe. Guys, stay off the King's Throne. Check out my movie recommendation videos, unboxing videos, Theater 301 reviews, you name it, the works, and other cool content that should be coming your way, hopefully in the weeks or months to come. Stay tuned, subscribe. Thank you guys for all that does subscribe, Throne Nation. The King appreciates it. And like always, I'll stay out of trouble. You stay out of trouble. Go check this movie out. And most importantly, stay off the King's Throne. And I'll see you guys soon with another movie recommendation video. Where? On the Movie Throne. Take it easy, guys.